Today we're going to attempt to install some pegboard here in the garage on this wall behind the bench. I have a bunch of pieces. I think I have 4, maybe even 5 pieces that are left over from when I installed the board in the studio bench. And I'm hoping that this is not a figment of my imagination, but I recall those pieces being a pretty good size to be able to fit here on this spot. If that was a stupid figment of my imagination, I'll just have to go and buy new pieces, but I'm hoping it's not. So I gotta get everything off the bench here, and then we're gonna clean up these 2x4s. I thought about canceling these out and putting up new ones, but I don't know if I want to be drilling into this wall and trying to pull out nails and stuff. The wall, I don't know if this is normal because I don't really know anything about masonry, but the wall is comprised, it seems to be comprised of cinder blocks that are hollow, and so I feel like it's just going to crack real easy, and I don't want to play with it. So I'd like to reuse these 2x4s if possible, which I think that we can. We might have to add 1 or 2, but I'd much rather add 1 or 2 than trying to pull them all off. I can't tell if the lighting is better with this on or off. This might be too bright for me to actually be working right there, but I don't know. Maybe it's better with it on. So after I get all of the everything off this bench here, I've got several 5-gallon buckets of tools plus several drawers of tools. I have tons of tools. I want to sift through a bunch of tools and find out, as I try to make a good set to have on the bench here. This set's of like common, frequently used tools, and then we'll figure out what types of clips that we might need to hang them, and then I'll have to go buy some. And after we make a mess of this desk, we'll try to clean all this back up, and I want to finish this table. I never did get around to finishing it. The 3733! More 3733. Actually, that went in a box of stuff and just throw it out. That's not good. Got it. These are rare. They're actually white still. This is one of 2 vintage power bars that came with the house. We'll be taking that off. I suppose I should probably do a video of those 2 bars that came with the house. We'll call it vintage power bars that came with my house. Alright, so it's actually not too bad right now. one bucket of tools. I have at least one other one plus another drawer. See, a lot of like stuff like this could go in the drawer because it's just not something I use often. But when you need it, it's super handy. Probably not going to put this on the pegboard. Okay, haven't seen this surface of the bench in a while. Let's get the, actually, let's get all the screws out first. So we've got, actually I think I took off most of them already. We got one here, there's a few on the top, nothing crazy, and we gotta figure out how this bar is mounted on there. Looks like a number 2 Phillips. It is in fact a number 2 Phillips. There's a hole in this bench. That goes clear through, I think. Yeah, look at that. Unbelievable. Well, maybe we should resurface this bench someday. This bench came with the house. It seems like a fairly solid build, although actually it is falling apart in the back a little bit. That's why it's kind of bowed in the center here. But I had the Carrier International 27,000 on this thing for quite some time, several months, and it didn't really show any signs of having an issue, so I'm not really that concerned about the integrity of it. Oh no, this screw is all bent. Okay, I'm going to have to get up here and do it on the top of the bench. We'll go on number 2, slow it down, and we're just going to have to go real slow. It's surprisingly clean behind that cabinet. You know what's sad about these cabinets is I think that cabinet is probably what was in the kitchen originally. Perfectly good stable. Yeah, we gotta do a bunch of vacuuming up here. We'll get Dennis to help with that. This actually does feel pretty solid still. square bit up here. I'm probably blocking this, aren't I? Oh man, the tripod just closed. These are kind of nice screws. There's two nails up there. No, those aren't nails. Those are square bits. Where did I put the square bit? That's annoying. Or does it fall through the hole? Could have been catastrophic. Okay, that's all the screw that's up there. We'll do some vacuuming as well. Let's figure out how to get this power bar off of here. I have no idea how to get this power bar unless it just slides off like one of those keyhole things. Yep, that's very simple. This is a Belkin, as if that wasn't obvious from the front. It's a nice old bar. It's pretty long cord too. This is one of very, very few things that came with this house that was old and of any interest. So we'll set this aside and we'll make a video of that later. Okay. I forgot to bring down the clip, so the camera is just kind of hanging by a thread on the tripod. Wrong bit. Okay, now we're ready to try to fit this pegboard. You know, I want to use a fan because I'm not going to have a whole lot more opportunities to use fans. I want to use this one. This is one I just picked up recently. I guess I gotta just get an extension. I've already got the drop light out, so I'll just go ahead and use this. I haven't serviced this yet. I typically don't like to use things before I service it, but the bearings on these seem to be pretty reliable. The only part of these fans that was actually correct. And we'll slow down these ceiling fans just a little bit, because we can do that now without horrible humming. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the pegboard is down below here. Looks like I have 4 pieces of pegboard and a bunch of 1x1s and a trim piece with information. I don't think that any of these screws are really worth keeping. Maybe these 2. That one's rusted. A lot of these are rusted from all the moisture that's been in here over the years. This one's bent. This one's rusted. Only got a few screws we'll keep. Let's have Dennis clean this up and then we'll put the pegboard up here. Here's Dennis the vacuum. This place was so disgusting. It was infested with mice and bats and who knows what else over the years. So I wanted to make sure we really got all the droppings that could be sitting up there still cleaned up. Okay, so let's see how this pegboard is going to fit. You still filming here? Yep. Well, it was not a figment of my imagination. That's not... Uh-oh. What's that? Some kind of bug. That's part of the reason why I don't want to be storing lumber and stuff, because it just invites problems. Like a patch of some kind of bug eggs on there. They have been canceled out. I guess it's reachable. This bench is kind of too deep in my opinion, but I don't feel like building a new one right now. So all these wires have to stay up on top of there. That white one is a speaker wire, and then there's got to be like 10 or 15 more wires up here. EX wires for different outdoor lights and switching apparatus. See, are we gonna have 3 pieces fit nicely? No, not quite. We're gonna have to make a cut. I'll have to cut off about 4 rows for that to work. But that's what it'll look like. That looks nice. Much better than just the block wall with random 2x4s on it. Looks much more like a workspace now. Now at some point I might extend the pegboards to underneath the cabinet there. We'll see. I also have to clean out that whole cabinet and make it useful, because right now it's just full of junk. Alright, so we have to mount it to the top board at least, so it's going to have to go, it's going to have to stop a little bit off the bottom. It'll just kind of be like that, and then this one I can secure it there. It's not ideal, the mounting apparatus here is not ideal whatsoever, but I just don't want to mess with the wall. I don't think it's worth the benefit. So I guess we'll just line it up with the cabinet. I don't know if the cabinet is straight or not. Not much of anything in this house is straight, so I guess it doesn't really matter. All sorts of things are sagging and crooked and not square. So this will just fit right in. Ow! I gotta get some knee pads. Ugh. I actually was kind of hoping that this would be tall enough to almost go like that, so I could just put the wires behind there, but I don't want to lose that much of the board. So we'll hold it down with 2 rows. What stinks is that we lose all this space here. All this whole area where the 2x4 is, we can't put any pieces through. So we have to put like a screwdriver rack here so that space can be wasted and it doesn't matter. The mounting in the studio room is ideal because we don't lose any of the space, but it's not ideal in here. I suppose we could always redo it if it really doesn't work out that good. It's a nail there. Just happened. Must have been a nail or something there too. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's reasonable. It's not. I don't like it as much as I do the studio bench. The studio bench looks a lot cleaner to me, having it going all the way down to the bottom. But this is what we have to work with. I don't think it's worth spending the money on all new sheets to get an extra 2 inches out of it, and you never really use that part anyways because stuff hangs, so it's not like you would gain any more usable area anyways. Now, if this is not lined up exactly, it's going to bother me. So I'll try to get this as close as I can. It's pretty much there right now. close. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, reasonable enough. Oh, that's great. So we might run into a problem here. And the problem would be that these two parts over here are not going to line up because it's held up against the wall right up to here, and then it's held over here away from the wall. It's just not quite going to match. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to using the screws, torque it over that way as much as I can so it's very tight, and hopefully that will keep it in place. Oh, that's much better. That worked. It's really pushed up against itself now, and it should stay in place. And unless it like swells in humidity or something. What is it now? It's 52, which is pretty average. So I think that should be fine. One of the reasons why I like carpet on benches so much, screws stay in place. That's worth it alone. Yeah, this bench is too deep. It's an uncomfortable working position. that, it's so warm, the air conditioner thermostat just clicked and called for cooling. That's usually something you don't hear until the spring. It's now 72 degrees in here. I almost want to turn on that air conditioner. I'm not going to shut it on because as soon as I stop moving around in here, I'm going to be freezing. Yeah, I can live with that. That's good enough. This one we will be doing recording here, but nothing like the one inside. Wanted to make sure the one inside looks nice because it's the background of so many videos. Okay. So now we're going to have to cut this piece to make this fit. I think we said 4. Actually, you know what? Let's use the other piece because this piece has a rectangle on it. And this other piece does not have a rectangle on it. It's in much better condition. Okay, so let's take... I'm not going to take a measurement because that would serve no purpose to me. Wow, this is going to look so good once I get this full of tools. You know, it looks like... I wish there was a way I could transfer the angle of the electrical board onto the cut, because although it's not very far off, it is a little bit closer at the top than it is at the bottom. How could I do that? If I trimmed it, would I be able to... It really would be nice if this is seamless here, but I'm just not sure that I'm going to be able to pull that off. Actually, you know what? If I take a measurement right here, if I mark it here and I mark it at the top, and then if I take a straight edge to draw the line, I might be able to get it very close. Just have to make sure the cut is very accurate. I might be able to do that. So we'll take... Ooh, wait a minute. Can that slip under there a little bit? Ooh. I like that. It can. Okay, so then this is not necessary to be super precise with this because I can kind of jam it under there a little bit. So we'll cut it right around there. And then we'll have to cut it. Oh wow, that is pretty far off. No, that's not good. That's not going to work. We have to set it up over here so that it's I guess it's more important for it to it's more important for it to line up to the board, because otherwise you lose the usefulness of these holes. So we'll just make the cut knowing that. So we're going to keep this side because that's the factory cut, I believe. This is, yeah, I think that this is the factory cut over here. So either that or I actually did a good job cutting it straight. No, actually I really can't tell. This side doesn't look perfect though. Maybe, but then this side's got some water damage on the top, so if possible I'd rather cut this off. So maybe, yeah, we'll cut this side. That's what we'll do. Ow! So we're going to cut it, right here, and we're going to assume that we can jam it under there a little bit and make it fit. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to do that. I think that'll work. Alright, cool. Let's make the cut. Oh, there's a screw down here. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to have to resurface this bench. It doesn't go up against the wall, and I can see quite a few screws have fallen down there over the years. That is 100% going to be a problem. I didn't really plan to put carpet on this bench, but maybe I'll put carpet on this bench too and push it back all the way, and then that problem goes away. I don't know, we'll see. I also feel like this bench is a little bit too tall, because if you work on an air conditioner, the machine is going to be like up to here, and it's a little bit too high. This screw has got some rust on there. Not good. Okay. We'll grab the straight edge. And we're going to go 4 in. I guess I should be using this. I cut the top there, that's messed up, and I cut this side too. Both of these sides are messed up. I wonder if what the heck did these come from? Did I really cancel it out and screw it up so bad I had to do it over? I don't remember now, but I must have, because these 4 vertical would have made the right fit. I don't know what happened. I can tell I cut the bottom here and I cut the top because it's not straight. And this has the screw holes here where it was screwed into the bench. That should have gone on top. Oh well. I'm not going to bother with the square because it wouldn't work anyways. It's not flat. That looks pretty good to me. What time it is? 7:53. We can still make a cut outside. I don't want to cut this stuff inside because it's really messy. The camera ran out of charge within seconds of the completion of that line. So now we're going to take it outside and we'll make the cut outside. The lights are already on and warmed up. We'll use circular saw. I'm not going to bother getting out the flat edge, the straight edge or whatever, because we'll just take that cut and we'll hide it behind the electrical wall, so it won't really matter if it's perfectly straight or not. show me the preview. Jeez. Sheetrock dust on there. There's a slight problem, which is those nails kind of stick out a little bit and are causing a bulge in the board. But as far as the fit is concerned, it actually fits pretty good. I don't think that there's going to be too much of a gap there. Maybe a little bit because the cut's not perfect, but it's not bad. Certainly could be a lot worse. Alright, let's get it on there. I think I'll be able to fix that once I screw it in. And the screwdriver is not even set up. With alignment, see that problem there? The nail is somewhere right around there and it just causes it to stick out a little bit, but once I put the screws in, I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll fix itself. It's fine. Okay, let's put a few more screws in the top and then we'll be all set with the installation of this pegboard. Oh, I did have, is there another piece of wood there? It looks like there's one like little piece right there, but nowhere else. That's kind of weird. Yeah, it's right there, but there's nothing over. Is there something over there? I don't know, there is, I just can't see it. Okay, never mind, there's board that goes all the way over. That makes sense. 'Cause what else would this be attached to? Duh. Okay, yeah, it's time to take a break for dinner. Literally. Okay, pegboard is in place. Not perfect, but functional. This might be a slight problem down here. It's kind of bowing out a bit. I think the worst case scenario would be I just get one of those. Actually, I'll just do it right now so I don't have to deal with it later. We'll just take one of these 1x1s. And even though it's not going to be screwed to the wall, we'll just screw it to this, and that will stop it from moving around like that. That's the easy fix for this. Simple solution for a simple problem. It would have been better if it was tethered to the wall, but I think it's fine. If it annoys me, I'll just put a screw that goes all the way through to the wall at some point. It wouldn't be hard to just put, use a concrete drill bit and yeah, it's like that all the way around. If I find that annoys me, I can fix that fairly easily without taking everything back down. Alright, so that's good. I think we're going to stop here because I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to take a break for dinner, and then we'll do another video where we're going to take a look at all the tools. Probably do that after I eat because it's only 8 o'clock. We got plenty of time still.